Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are opening the case file of the death of 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. Earlier today, Melodee's mother, I use that term loosely, Ashlee Buzzard, stood in the Santa Barbara County courtroom and entered a not guilty plea to unaliving charges. Prosecutors are not seeking the death penalty, but they are seeking life without the possibility of parole. This case has spun so many states, and it has been a long time coming, over several months to say the least. Melodee's body was later found in Utah with the cause of death reported as gunshot, wounds to the head. Tonight, we're going to be going through the courtroom, how things went boiling over. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is December 26th, 2025. It is currently 6:12 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We are talking about the case file of Melodee Buzzard, 9 years young, whose life was tragically taken by someone that should have protected her, her mother. And today she was in the courtroom, and it was a showdown. It was a showdown. Now, this is just the, preliminary hearing of all of this. A lot more to come. This was the arraignment, rather. Same thing, preliminary hearing. So we're going to get to some of that here real shortly. Real shortly. This case ended up exactly as I suspected. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew, in my opinion, from the very beginning, and I've said this. This was a case, in my opinion, of classic filicide, and that's what it seems. Filicide is whenever a parent unalives their own children, and it's generally, there's different reasons. Of course, I've done whole shows on this, but it's in this case, in my opinion, it was Melodee's grandmother from the paternal side. Remember, Melodee's father died tragically in a bike accident, and the grandmother was supposed to be getting custody of Melodee. And remember, Ashlee Buzzard has in the past had children taken away, a child, a boy. In this case of filicide, it's, in my opinion, if I can't have my daughter, you can't either. Think about that for one moment, where a mother would rather have her child deceased rather than living with another family member. That's pretty that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, if you ask me. Let me thank a few of you. Wendy, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. I wish I was able to give memberships on my iPhone. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate all your hard work, Justin. Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. Appreciate you. It's so good to see you, my dear. So good to see you. Hopefully you had a good Christmas. Really do appreciate your support, Miss Wendy. Good to see you. And forget me not. I never could and never will. Love you, darling. Appreciate you so much for your support. Gifting 5 pearl necklaces. Really do appreciate that. If you received one of those, make sure you give our beautiful forget me not a big thank you, my love. Good to see you. And Miss Lori, man, good to see you, Heaven. Thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. We had a good Christmas as well. And Enoch coming in clutch at 6 months. Thank you so much, Enoch. Really appreciate that. I knew it wouldn't be an NGRI because then she would have to admit she did it. Unlike the Reiner case, I don't think they have as much video evidence as in that case. Maybe that's a crazy case too. Hello, Anna Banana. Good to see you guys. Angel of Light. Hopefully you're doing well. Pink Warrior. Tammy, good to see you. Linda, everyone, thank you guys. Before we get started, guys, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate that. Hopefully you all had a great Christmas, and we're going to get right into it here. Let me do this press release just a few minutes ago, by the way. The Santa Barbara County District Attorney did a press release, and just within the last 30 minutes ago, and I'm going to read that to you. Okay. The following, it says, People versus Ashlee Buzzard, Santa Barbara Superior Court, case number 25CR10495, Santa Barbara, California, December 26, 2025. Santa Barbara County District Attorney John T. How do you pronounce his last name? Savanch announced today that Ashlee Buzzard of Lompoc, California, was arraigned on the felony complaint filed on December 24th, 2025 in front of the Honorable Judge McGregor in Santa Maria, Department 9. Miss Buzzard entered a plea of not guilty to the child charges of unaliving and denied all special allegations, including that the death, I'll say MURDER rather, was committed by means of lying in wait. Lying in wait. Yes, you're going to hear that in the courtroom today. That the prosecutor's estate claims that Ashlee Buzzard was lying in wait. It's a term used for just waiting, kind of like premeditation, if you will. Very, very interesting. Okay. District Attorney, I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. Savernock, okay, has elected not to seek the death penalty in the case. However, the district attorney's office will seek the alternative punishment of life without the possibility of parole. The case was assigned to the Department 1 of the Superior Court in Lompoc. The next court date will be January 7th, 2026 for preliminary hearing setting in front of the Honorable Judge Dunkel. Miss Buzzard rather remains held without bail. Okay, so we got that. I really think they should have done the charges in Utah and given her the death penalty, in my opinion. That's just me. I think life in prison is just too easy because they become accustomed to it. And it's just another day for them after a while. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it with this lady. That's just me though. Okay. I'm going to play, it's a really small picture, the one I have here, and we're gonna mainly, I guess, listen to it. I haven't found anything that's bigger, like the screen bigger for like the full thing. So I'm gonna do this one right here. Here we go. I'll see if I can zoom in. Well, let me zoom in. Let's see if it'll let me zoom in. Ooh, it'll let me zoom in. Good. Okay, perfect. Oh, God bless. 1 second. Oh.
Before Miss Buzzard comes up, and is there
Sorry, guys, 1 second.
something additional, Mr. Galvan, that you wish to discuss?
1 second. I've got to fix this somehow. Okay, 1 second here. It's not wanting to work. There we go. I think we're getting it. Maybe. Okay. Okay. I think we're getting it. All right.
Is there something additional, Mr. Galvan, that you wish to discuss, or just how? What?
There's a number of media.
I've got that part. This is the matter of Ashlee Lynn Buzzard, and who's going to remain in custody for a moment. And Mr. Galvan from the Public Defender's Office on behalf of the defendant, and Ms. Lockie from the DA's office on behalf of the people. The court's received a number of media orders that have that the courts executed. Those media orders impose obligations on the media to act as directed and set up as directed. So I'd like to just make clear the rules. One, only this case. Two, no pictures or motion camera pictures of Ms. Buzzard are to be taken until she is standing at the bar with counsel, and when at the completion of the case, you're to stop prior to her returning to custody. So that means not until she's standing next to counsel in the courtroom, and to stop when I'm indicating that when I finish calling the case. Appreciate your following those instructions. Anything else related to that issue, Mr. Galvan?
Judge, she's in a lockbox. Can that be taken off as well?
Keep the lockbox on the bench.
I think we've already dealt with that issue.
Thank you, Lil Red. Love you, baby. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hey, Joanne, Dina, Nancy.
Okay. Okay, any other matters while we're waiting? Mr. Clayton? So, Ms. Whitmore, we're waiting on a couple of views.
Will it let me fast forward? Okay, yeah. Let me fast forward here.
Ms. Lockie, on behalf of the people, the court is in receipt of a stipulated.
I got it, Nancy. I took care of it. Thank you.
Discovery protective order, and the same has been signed. Ma'am, you're here today. You're charged in a felony complaint with first-degree murder with a special allegation pursuant to 190.2A15. Mr. Galvan, do you wish to waive further reading and advisement?
So waived.
Thank you so much, Lil Red. Appreciate you very much, my dear. Thank you so much. Jan, thank you. Do you think Ashlee will receive parole awaiting trial? I don't. No, I really don't. No. I think she's had plenty of time out, in my opinion. I'm surprised she just wasn't arrested prior, but they didn't have her. They didn't have Melodee. So I don't think she will, but it's California, so you never know. You never know. Thank
are
you so
you
much for
requesting that I
support.
enter not guilty plea in denial?
We're entering a not guilty plea.
Okay. Not guilty plea is entered. Special allegations are deemed denied. The matter is assigned for all purposes to Judge Dunkel, Lompoc 1. Mr. Galvan, did you want in-time dates, or was there going to be a preliminary hearing time waiver of some variety?
Judge, Miss Buzzard and I are waiving the 10-day right to the preliminary hearing, retaining the 60-day right. I calculate her last day as February 24, 2026.
Ma'am, you have the right to a speedy preliminary hearing. That's a preliminary hearing within 10 days of today's date, the date of your arraignment. Also, a preliminary hearing within 60 days of date of your arraignment. For the first, that is the 10-day limit, do you give up and waive your right to a speedy preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That makes the last day for prelim 2/24.
Did you hear her? She's right there. Back it up.
That makes the last.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge is like, okay. 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 You ain't wearing that wig today, girl. You're going to have to grow some hair out. Sorry.
That makes the last day for prelim 2/24. And
January 7th, Judge?
yes, January 7th. There is no bail.
Denied.
Mr. Galvan, did you wish to be heard as to any other temporary orders?
Yes, Judge. The defense submitted a motion for a temporary gag order on the Santa Barbara County Sheriff, Bill Brown. I submitted a temporary proposed order for Your Honor to sign pending a full hearing on the issue. And we are asking the court to sign that order today.
People.
Morning, Your Honor. As the people are not party to that particular motion, we take no position.
Okay. And are the people, do the people have an election to indicate on the record this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please.
Thank you. District Attorney is electing not to seek the death penalty in this case. However, we will seek the alternative punishment of life without the possibility of parole.
Okay, thank you. Okay, in order to maintain the status quo until this matter may be heard in Lompoc on the 7th or some other date as to the order that the defense has requested, I will make a temporary order directing the sheriff of Santa Barbara County and their employees.
Very much so, Tina. Tina, I don't think she'll be able to claim insanity or anything like that, because they are saying this is laying in wait, which is premeditated, right? She did everything to try to not get caught, right? By changing their looks, backing in at gas stations, changing license plate, ordering a license plate. Yep.
Releasing or authorizing for release for public dissemination any purported extrajudicial statements of defendants, victims, or witnesses. The release or authorized release for public dissemination of documents, exhibits, photographs, or evidence that's not part of the public record. To make any statements outside of court for public dissemination as to the existence or possible existence of documentary evidence. To express outside of court an opinion as to the weight, value of any evidence. To make any statement outside of court for public dissemination as to the content, substance, or effect of any statements or testimony that may have been given or expected to be given. And to issue any statement for public dissemination as to the identity of prospective witnesses or the witnesses' probable testimony. This order specifically does not apply to documents filed with the court or at court hearings, and does not include the following: factual statements of the accused person's name, age, residence, occupation, family status.
Okay, so I'll tell you, someone said, why did they do a gag order? And because this is a huge case, right? And they don't want to blow up the jury pool. That's it's damage control more than anything is what it is. If the like if attorneys talk about it or investigators or anything, jurors could potentially hear it. Media can make it bigger, right? Those kind of things. And they want this to be not to taint the jury pool. That way they know she's given a fair trial. That kind of thing. What? Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you had a good Christmas wherever you are.
The time, place of arrest, and identity of arresting or investigating officers and agencies, the length and size of the investigation, the nature, substance, and text of the charges, including a brief description of the charges, quotations from, without comment to, the public records of the court in this case, and the schedule.
It depends, Wildflower, if you're talking about the blonde puff here or the blonde puff in the courtroom. She's got kind of red hair. I call her Annie. She reminds me of like an adult Annie. Remember the sun will come out tomorrow.
Scheduling or result of any judicial proceedings held in open court. A request for assistance in obtaining evidence or names of possible witnesses. Any violation of this order may result in contempt action for any offender within the jurisdiction of the court, and the court retains jurisdiction to modify this order. This is a temporary order that by its terms should be in effect until January 7th or upon further order of court. Anything further from the defense?
Not from the defense.
Anything further from the people? Ma'am, you will be in court on the 7th of January, and that concludes this proceeding. Thank you. Matters that are ready prior to taking additional, Mr. Galvan, that you wish to discuss, or just
Media.
Media orders or pictures or motion camera until you're
Okay. Now, get this. This happened. I don't know if it's one second here. Okay. Let's go to this right here. Look at this. This is a kind of an up close one. Watch this.
Signed. Ma'am, you're here today. You're charged in a felony complaint with first-degree murder with a special allegation pursuant to 190.2A15. Mr. Galvan, do you wish to waive further reading and advisement?
So with.
And are you requesting that I enter not guilty plea and denial?
We're entering a not guilty plea.
Okay. Not guilty plea is
the judge says that so sarcastically. We're entering a not guilty plea. Okay. He's all on it, man. Like, come on. This mother threw the signs out, took the signs down of her missing daughter, it's just beyond anything I've ever seen. It really is. Okay, we're gonna get to a couple things here. Hey, Jude, coming in clutch at 19 months, girl. How you doing? Girls are the best. I think so. Thank you so much for your support, my love. Good to see you. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Hey, Maurice. Thank you so much. Very generous, my dear. Thank you for all you do daily for us, especially the victims. Love you, honey. Appreciate you, Miss Maurice. Love you to pieces. Hopefully you and yours had a good Christmas. Appreciate you, love. And thank you for all you do as well. Okay, guys. Let's get to a couple things. We're going to get to the News Nation. Well, maybe I should do this first. What she is alleged to have done is so horrible. You know, I never thought Melodee was alive. Um, I never did. I really just never did. A mother, and again, it just goes time and time and time again that tells you a parent, a caregiver, especially a mother or a father, will always search for their child. They're always going to search. They're always going to be proactive. You can't help it. You love your kids to the end of the earth unless you know what happened to them. Yes. Yes. And you know what's really sad? Because when you look at that, when the FBI put out the video of them at the car rental place, oh my God. Melodee looks fine there. She looks a little uncomfortable. Her arms are crossed, but she doesn't look that uncomfortable, in my opinion. Her mother allegedly said that they were going on vacation. And Melodee thought she was going on vacation. And she was driving. Oh my God, she was driving to her death out in a Utah desert. Mm. I saw that, Lisa. I saw that, Lisa Lee. I saw that. I might talk about that. Someone who truly, truly is supposed to protect you. Put her in wigs, did everything possible. She thought she was going to get away with it. Let me tell you something. You're not going to get away with it. Especially, let me tell you something, especially on a trip like that. People think if you drive farther, you're going to get away with it more. It's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. You drive that far, you're going to be tracked everywhere, Mr. Sister. You're going to be tracked everywhere. Now, people who keep more close to the house, within 10 miles or something, there's a better chance especially if it's rural. But in today's world, like, no way. Hey, Pink Tear, good to see you, love. Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good Christmas, that is. Why does a parent do this? So very sad. 14 months, yeah. It is. It is. Clearly, something is not right with her upstairs. Clearly, something is wrong. And she has just changed her looks so much over the years. Like, you can tell something changed within her. She used to be like a bigger woman, and she never wore wigs or anything. And then all of a sudden she's wearing these wigs, uh, becoming obsessive with shopping, wearing very tight clothes, lots of makeup, all of that. So, hey, Sky Maiden coming in clutch at 10 months. You just Sky Maiden. Hopefully you had a good Christmas, honey, you and yours. No reason in today's world that we have any missing kids, unalive people, cameras everywhere, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. Was she triggered? Well, I don't know about that, but she allegedly pulled a trigger into the back, well, multiple times, allegedly, into her daughter's head. Unbelievable. Credit goes to our friends in yours, News Nation. Gonna play this. Let me give them the credit. I think of that guy that what's his last name? Brewster or something like that. Brewer. He was in the house, and he kind of knew Ashlee, and she got mad because she told him too much, she said. Which is, and he said that she was in Utah, but she said she was with someone.
Not guilty to murder charges in the death of her daughter. Today's arraignment comes after a body found earlier this month in Utah was confirmed to be 9-year-old Melodee. She had been missing for about 2 months after she went on a road trip with her mother, Ashlee. Ashlee returned home. Melanie did not, and Ashlee did not cooperate with the investigation into her daughter's disappearance. News Nation's Nancy Liu is live outside of the courthouse where Ashlee Buzzard went before a judge. Nancy.
Yeah, Nicole, just came out of the courthouse, and it was quite a dramatic arraignment because that not guilty plea was entered. And Nicole, there was an audible gasp in the courtroom because in there was paternal grandmother Lily Dennis, as well as Melodee's half sister, who is an older child of Ashlee Buzzard's. So there, one of the court officers had to, call for order in the court because of that audible gasp. We do know now that the preliminary hearing for Ashlee Buzzard next in this case will be January 7th, and she's going to remain in custody.
Yes, you could not hear that during what we were playing earlier, but it got tense in there. It got very tense in the courtroom. There was audible gasp, and it was quite the spectacle. And I mean, you can't blame the family. This is, a 9-year-old little girl, a family member who was taken tragically senselessly, right? Hey, Maureen, good to see you, my friend. And we got from, October 7th, road trip. It's been going on since October 7th to December 22nd, right? October 9th, there was a sighting at the Colorado-Utah border homicide shortly after. October 14th, Melodee added to the welfare and missing persons report. October 24th, updated time and travel route. December 6th, unidentified body found near Caneville, Utah. I feel so sorry for the couple that found little Melodee. I'm so grateful for them, though. Yeah, I agree, C Legal. I agree with that. They were just out taking pictures, but so grateful for them. Now, December 17th, cartridge case linked. This is when they had a, a cartridge that they found. I believe this was in Ashlee's home, and there was also a shell in the car of Ashlee's, and they took the bullet that was out of Melodee's head and they linked it as well. December 23rd, Ashlee Buzzard arrested for the murder of Melodee Buzzard. Oh, I read this wrong. Sorry. I was going this way. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. October 8th, they switched. This is when she switched the plates, right? October 10th, she returns to Lompoc, California. October 15th, search warrant was done on Mars Avenue. October 30th, SBSO and FBI serve second search warrant, cartridge case recovered. That's where we were talking about the pew pew. December 8th, Wayne County notifies SBSO of unidentified body. December 22nd, DNA analysis determines familiar match to Ashlee Buzzard, because they already had Ashlee's, obviously, DNA, and they did DNA on the remains that was found, and it was a familiar match.
On no bail. Now, the charges she faces include first-degree murder, as well as discharge of a firearm causing death, and there is a special circumstance of lying in wait. There you see a video from inside Ashlee Buzzard's home. I obtained this from a source. This was right after her arrest.
Guys, look at this. Holy hell. Do you see her home? She is a hoarder. Stuff everywhere. Where was she getting this money from to buy stuff? Where is she getting this money to buy stuff? Unbelievable. Let's go back just a little bit.
Lying in wait. There you see a video from inside Ashlee Buzzard's home. I obtained this from a source. This was right after her arrest and after law enforcement had cleared the scene.
Now, she had been moving stuff as well. Remember that.
You can see how disheveled her house was. A gag order has been imposed in this case. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office is ordered not to release any further information about this case. They held a news conference just earlier this week, right after Buzzard's arrest on Tuesday, revealing a lot of details about the evidence that they've been collecting over the last 2 months since Melodee was reported missing back in October. And according to the Sheriff's Department, the evidence include cartridge cases, some that were found in Utah near the scene of where Melodee's body.
That wig is too big for her head.
Was discovered in a very remote area of Wayne County. And according to the sheriff, that matches a live round, which was in the rental car that Ashlee Buzzard had rented in order to go on that mysterious road trip with Melodee on October, from early October until October 10th, when she returned to Lompoc without Melodee. And according to the sheriff's timeline, they believe that Melodee was shot and killed on or around October 9th. Also in court today, Nicole, Tyler Brewer. He's the one who had accused Ashlee Buzzard of false imprisonment. Those charges were eventually dropped, but he said he was here to support the family. But again, quite a dramatic moment in court when that not guilty plea was entered. There was an audible gasp. The preliminary hearing, which is set for January 7th, Nicole, notably, that is also the same date of the next court date for Nick Reiner in the murder of Rob and Michelle Reiner in Brentwood. So quite a date coming up, January 7th.
Okay, and our friend, one second here. What is going on?
Buzzard.
Our friend Jennifer Coffindaffer here was on News Nation today talking
Facing
about
a murder charge with special allegations. What does that mean in terms of sentencing should she be found guilty?
Well, this is a case that actually could be eligible for the death penalty if she is indeed found guilty. But keep in mind that California has a moratorium on the death penalty. So
no,
really,
she doesn't have another kid missing. She has another child, a boy that was taken from her previously. She just should not be having a child.
at this point, it's probably a moot point. It's also very rare that she is charged in California when the crime actually took place in Utah and crossed state lines. So I'm very surprised with this decision.
I am too. I think that absolutely she should have been tried in Utah. The crime happened in Utah, right? The crime happened in Utah. She drove there. She committed the crime, allegedly, and she should be tried there, where there is the death penalty. I hope Utah, same like they did in Lori Vallow, I hope they do their own prosecution. It's unbelievable.
Charge in California.
Jennifer, does that add enhancements because the crime took place in a different state, but she's actually in California?
No, the enhancement comes from the premeditation of the situation. Officials are charging that she actually premeditated this crime well in advance to this journey. And they're going to have a long road to hoe to prove that premeditation took place in California, but they think they have the goods to make that case.
Jennifer, how important is it that the weapon itself has not been recovered? This is information that we know.
Yeah, this is, again, makes it a little bit more difficult. But the good news ballistically is they not only have a bullet at the scene, and we're not talking about casings. In other words, we're talking about the full bullet at the scene, in the rental car, and at the house. They are all match in terms of consistency of ammunition. So that helps the case.
Jennifer, talk to us about, in your experience, why this cases like this seem to just hit the consciousness so hard, because you've seen a little bit of everything, but there's something about a mother being accused of killing their child that really just seems to knock people back on their heels.
No, you're right, Nick. Anytime you think of a mother, somebody who gave birth and was supposed to care for this person, and more importantly,
and just not only, I mean, this is as cold and calloused as it gets, right? Not only your mother, but someone who you drove hours and hours and hours and then drove back quickly like nothing happened. Yep, she's still not speaking. Still not speaking. We did get a little bit of answers from Melodee's uncle. He said today, he did speak. Let me see here. Cries of angers and wailing erupted from the California courtroom today as is this the right one? 1 second. Yes, okay. As deranged mom Ashlee Buzzard pleaded not guilty to unaliving her own daughter and leaving the girl's body to rot in another state. The slippery mom walked into the Santa Barbara County courtroom calmly, wearing a floral white blouse before her attorney entered the not guilty plea, which prompted gasps and wails from the shocked gallery. Poor little Melodee. Some people who started a social media campaign with the goal of finding 9-year-old Melodee when she was initially reported missing broke down sobbing. The judge asked for quiet before moving forward. Quote, as far as what's happened today and her pleading not guilty, I don't have words for that, end quote, said Melodee's uncle, Marvin Meza, whose brother was the girl's late father. Quote, what she did is despicable, end quote. Prosecutors said in court that they would not pursue the death penalty against the 40-year-old mom and instead would seek a life without would seek life sentence in the Buzzard case if she is found guilty on first degree unaliving. Quote, everyone says to themselves, why did she do this? And the question I cannot answer because I don't even know, end quote, said Melodee's paternal grandmother, Lily, outside the courtroom as she grew emotional. Quote, you're a mother. I'm a grandmother. How can you do that to a baby? She says. Melodee's father died years ago in a motorcycle crash, family has said. Buzzard of the city of Lompoc was arrested for the murder of the child on Tuesday after the young girl was first reported missing in October when a teacher told authorities she hadn't been at school for an extended period of time, according to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. Again, 1,900 miles this woman traveled. Her decomposed remains were found in Utah in early December, and forensic determined she was unalived from a pew-pew wounds to her head, and that means more than one, right? Around October, while I just want to, oh my God, it just gets me. While she and her mother were on a last minute multi-state road trip, the single mom used disguises like wigs, rented a car, and changed license plate during the fatal trip with her daughter in bid to cover up the alleged unaliving, the sheriff said. When the probe initially focused on Melodee's disappearance, Buzzard was uncooperative with law enforcement and had no verifiable explanation for where her daughter was, authorities alleged. A motive for the heartless slaying was not clear, Melodee's aunt Elizabeth Meza previously claimed. Buzzard was, quote, extremely mentally unstable, quote, end quote, she says. Meza also claimed to a local outlet that her family hadn't seen their young relative in 4 years because Buzzard wouldn't allow it. Sister Candace Valerie, who stated on a Facebook page in a desperate effort to locate Melodee, told the Post that they were just disbelieved by the not guilty plea. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like I just went to get justice for Melodee and see this lady behind bars for the rest of her life, she said. Buzzard will remain in detention leading up to her trial. Did everything possible to not get caught, and you are such an evil witch to do this to this baby. very calculated, very cold. For what? She put so much, yes, so much planning, so much planning. It is just truly, truly unbelievable. Um, Sheriff Brown called the killing, quote, ruthless and heartless, end quote, adding it was, quote, calculated and cold blooded, end quote, and criminally sophisticated premeditation, quote, end quote. He said Melanie died from multiple pew pew shots to the head. Multiple, not one, but more than one to that baby. Like overkill. Adding that the cartridges case was found at the crime scene in Utah were positively identified and linked to an extended cartridge case that was found in Buzzard's Mars Avenue home during one of the searches, and also, quote, a live round, similar ammunition, end quote, located inside of her rental car. Earlier this week, Sheriff Brown said the firearm used in the killing was not has not been recovered and a motive has not been determined. I want to know where she got this pew pew. Where did she get the pew pew? Yes. Yes, Bonnie. Where did she get this? I mean, I don't think she got it legally, did she? I honestly thought she unalived her by strangulation. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, probably the streets. She did. She did. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. School employee. 1 second here. Her body was found in a rural community in Caneville, Utah, where a handful of homes are separated by long stretches of land and wrinkled stone outcroppings, and the court who mistakenly found her, or the couple rather, had mistakenly found her, had pulled off a state highway onto an easily missed dirt road. Until the December 6th discovery, the case had appeared to stall, and detectives lacked definitive evidence to charge Buzzard in her daughter's disappearance. But the remains, later identified as Melodee, and items left at the scene provided key links to Buzzard, the sheriff said. After the unidentified body was found, a lab in Utah analyzed items at the scene, according to the sheriff in Wayne County. Quote, in less than 24 hours, the crime lab obtained confirmation that the Wayne County case was connected to the Santa Barbara case, end quote, Sheriff Gully said in a statement. Cartridge cases found at the scene were flagged in the NIBIN database as linked to a single cartridge that was found at Buzzard's home. Prosecutors later wrote that Buzzard allegedly unalived Melodee using a 9mm. It wasn't until December 22nd that the FBI crime lab was able to determine that the remains of the Utah were a, quote, familiar DNA match, end quote, to Buzzard. That's when they got the arrest warrant. The sheriff says, we have recovered a significant amount of evidence that clearly indicates that this heinous crime was committed by Ashlee Buzzard. Buzzard was formally charged on Christmas Eve and is being held without bail. In a criminal complaint, prosecutors accuse her of, quote, lying in wait, end quote, to unalive Melodee as the child was, quote, oh, it makes me sad, quote, particularly vulnerable, end quote, allegations the mother has denied. Mapping Buzzard's movements across the state required coordination from more than a dozen agencies, including the FBI, field offices in 7 cities. FBI Special Agent in Charge Patrick Grady said. But as the case goes to trial, the FBI will continue to assist local law enforcement through lab analysis and by pursuing remaining leads. Grady encouraged the public to keep reaching out with information that may help investigators. The sheriff said the mother has been uncooperative after her arrest, adding, quote, there was no change in her attitude or demeanor. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Like, she is just as cold now as she was then. Absolutely crazy to me. Wow. While the remains offered a breakthrough in the case, they also delivered a heartbreaking blow to the investigators who had dedicated months to recovering the lost child. Grady said, quote, we were all hoping to find Melodee alive. As you undoubtedly were, we were all hoping to find Melodee alive, as you undoubtedly were all as well, end quote, Grady said to reporters. Brown added that his agency had been, quote, deeply affected, end quote, by the case. The sheriff took a moment during Tuesday's news conference to speak directly to Melodee's family, who had said, he said that they endured unimaginable pain through this ordeal. Their strength, their patience, and their steadfast hope has been evident from the very beginning, end quote, Brown said. No family should have ever have to experience this kind of loss, and our hearts are with them today and will be with them in the difficult days ahead. He later added, may God bless the innocent soul of Melodee Buzzard, who we'll never forget. Very sad, man. She's trying to prove insanity, in my opinion. It's not going to work. Listen, you are not getting insanity, in my opinion. Like, lady, you ordered things offline. Not try to get caught. Changing license plate, wigs, paying with cash, all of this stuff. Took different routes. And then you drove straight back and never cooperated. Yeah. No way. No, not a chance. Not a chance. Requires a firearm safety certificate to buy pew-pews, passing a written test plus background checks at the dealer. Oh, yeah. This is a classic case of filicide. No bones about it. No bones about it. It's as classic as they get. If I can't have my daughter, you can't either. So, yeah. Exactly, Allison. Exactly. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all for this one. I will be back I have to go do something right now, but I will be back around 9:30 Eastern. So join me then. I will be back tonight. I want to know where she got the vintage plate. I think she ordered it. There's this place you can. Yes, I will be back tonight, Sherry, for sure. Yep. I've got to go do something, and then I'll be back. I've got. I don't know, Dr. Vana and I, in the next couple of days, we're going to be doing the John Benet Ramsey case. Tonight will probably be Jack and Lily or Summer. I've got them both ready, so we'll see. Okay, guys. All right, much love. Thank you guys so much for joining. God bless each and every single one of you. See you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye.